Good evening. I am DJ Fide Manuel. This is the Fidel Manuel podcast. I am so glad you're here. Welcome. It is June 28th, a good Friday night. I've been on the go, just came from Durham, headed to DC for the Poor People's March tomorrow. Really exciting things going on. Welcome to the podcast. I know it's been a while, but it's okay. Consistency. The digest is out. I've been streaming live every Tuesday. While you get this content, while you see it hot and ready, I need you to go ahead and just tap in. Just get your plate, get your to-go box, get your bib, get your fork, get your spoon, get a big glass, and enjoy. Tonight, the sole thing we're talking about tonight, the sole episode is this debate. It was the first presidential debates last night. Um, and it was very interesting. That's what we're talking about. I just wanted to do a bit recap, some of the highlights, some of the notable moments, some of the hits and misses. Also, the response has been very telling. I really think this debate was very ideal. I'm glad it happened in June, early. I'm glad people are showing their true colors. I'm also glad to see these two old guys see how they perform. I think initial thoughts, and let's just jump into it. I need you to like, subscribe, do all the fun stuff. Um, but we're gonna jump right into it. We're gonna use some technical assistance. You might see if you see the visuals, you'll see the screen share here. You might see some clips on TikTok or the Instas. So yeah, soak it up. Soak it up. Initial thoughts initially. Um, I'm really glad this happened in June. I'm glad this happened early. As far let's begin with the president first. President Biden, he came out. There was no handshake. It was a cold, quiet room, and I think it was you could tell by Biden's performance. I thought if I'm giving a letter grade, I give him a B minus. He said a lot of substance. He answered questions directly. I felt that he was very prepared, but I also think all that preparation and the conditions and the age and as a factor, it really exposed both of them. And Biden, there are several times where I'm like, oh, like I said, I didn't want him. I rather him look old and tired than have like be very embarrassed or like have like a Mitch McConnell moment where he's just standing. And I feel like when you watch his performance, the stuttering is consistent. But also, and from my experience, brain fog. I know it's probably different for older folks, but just from my experience, especially with COVID, speaking in a conversation and having, trying to give these points and how you normally talk and yeah, this and that and this, and then you're like, oh, what were I talking about? Or I know that name. I see that person. I can't get that person's name out right now. Um, I saw that, and I think that's common. I think that's common in elder. It's also, I've been saying if any of us got on stage, we wouldn't been able to give the performance Biden gave. Um, I believe that, and yes, if you have somebody with prep time, well, thorough read. I was talking to Deontay about this yesterday. Thorough read, yeah, I think they'll probably, but with his experience that he's had, um, and the things that he's done, and even his performance in the last 3 years. Like I really like what VP Harris said to Anderson Cooper was like, "Yo, what are you talking about? This is the same guy I've been in rooms with for the past 3 years, who people who have called for advice. He has led severe, significant operations in various regions in various conditions: Russia, Israel, Haiti, you know, domestically. on the border, what's happening internally in our schools and the Capitol, and just this number of things. Climate, he's been leading the charge. He's been doing work. He hasn't, and it's not like he's incompetent. Trump was incompetent, is incompetent. Trump makes no sense. He's literally saying blah, 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 blah. Like out of 100%, I think he starts off really high, like a roller coaster, like going super fast, super high. Yeah. And then once you get to that 15, 25, 30%, it's a wild ride after that. You don't know where you're going. You going up, you going down. Where are you? Um, I and it wasn't in this debate. I'm so surprised he didn't bring up the Sharks again. But he concerns me. To me, he is running around with scissors in one hand and a lit match in the other. And it's really frightening. Because also from the response, even and we're going to talk about CNN and the lack of fact checking, but even the response, we're focusing on Biden's mom stutters, shortcomings, but with Trump, falsehoods and hate and propaganda and just stretching and manipulating and poking holes in the truth. There's nothing about that. It's a footnote. And that's alarming to me as well. That's just alarming as CNN not doing fact checks in real time or black press not getting credentials. I think it exposed both of the candidates. Am I am satisfied with Biden's performance. I am alarmed by Trump's because it's a full display and it's not even mentioned. Let's go to our trusty. Let's look at some. Let's go to Twitter real quick. Ba-da-ba-ba. Okay. It won't be this. I'm really shocked that the headlines were we're alarmed. We're so alarmed by the Dems sources. We're so alarmed and we're panicked by Biden's performance. Do you have any other solutions? Because you are not, I feel like you all are lazy Dems right now. Like you all are not doing the necessary groundwork and intentional engagement, but you're also, I don't see you touting VP Harris as much as you could. I don't see you all touting the accomplishments. Governor Newsom, now that's somebody who can teach some lessons, but you all are part of the problem here. I love Hillary. Let it go. Let it go. What else we got here? Ridiculous. Let's see what Gavin Newsom said. I thought he said some powerful stuff.
Panic that has set in. You were out there getting a chorus of questions about whether Biden should step down. There is panic that has set in. There is panic that has set in among people who have watched this debate, who are Democrats, people who are strategists, and some even inside Democratic campaigns. Yeah. Do you think it's unfounded?
Well, I think it's unhelpful, and I think it's unnecessary. We've got to go in and got to keep our heads high. And as I say, we've got to
unhelpful and unnecessary.
The back of this president. You don't turn your back because of one performance. What kind of party does that? It's been a masterclass. 15.6 million jobs. That's 8 times more than the last 3 Republican presidents combined. The only thing the last 3 Republican presidents have in common is recessions. Democrats deliver. This president has delivered. We need to deliver for him at this.
When was the last great Republican president or even good Republican president? We'll talk about that later. Or you just maybe answer Fidel at thedcobrand.com, comment, do all the stuff. I thought about this and I can't tell you when. And maybe I need to ask ChatGPT, but also to be panicked from a 90-minute performance, a 90-minute debate within 90 seconds to be upset. In 90 seconds, this to be headlines on national, and this to be the national narrative. Wild times.
Moment. With all due respect, the more time we start having these conversations, go down these rabbit holes, it's unhelpful to our democracy, our fate and future of this country, the world. They need us right now to step up, and that's exactly what I intend to do.
You were.
And I really hope Biden takes just what Newsom said and have that same tone. Kamala, inside, internally, with the Dems organizers and senior leadership, it is unhelpful. And you all need to step up. That is a really good something to put on the wall. Let's put that on the wall, okay? Bear style.
Both college debate.
Black jobs. Do you got your black job? Do you want a black job? Are you mad you don't have your black job?
Debaters. But by the way, and you and I share this in common, we were both college debaters. There is no way that you can debate and fact check the number of lies, because there is no counter to the lie. One lie that CNN did not bring up is the $18 to $20 million black jobs that have been taken. Where are these black jobs, and what are the black jobs? Where do I apply? Well, you know, I would like to know if there is a special bank of jobs for black anchors and black federal prosecutors that I can apply for. So when you have a job, no, but let me but when someone lies like
you got a job, you fine. You can earn everything on one paycheck, girl. You got a job. Where are the black jobs? Where are they? And even that, this thing of black jobs that Trump said during the debate, that is one of the top things people have been asking about and been talking about since this debate. And that's not even now. Platforms like The View, apparently, look at this, they're bringing it to the light. The people that bring it to the light, we also, let's not lose that. I was watching Roland Martin after some great coverage. When you're watching the big three, let's be more specific. CNN, MSNBC, and Fox. That's not the headline. And maybe we are kind of skewed just by we are kind of blinded by the big three. There's something there. Because when we talk about the big three and like they're not doing this, we're also throwing everybody in the same boat. They have a significant portion, and let's say 75% of the mainstream is made by big three. Think about car companies too. But it's also, they're not as big as they once was. And there's more people talking. That's not necessarily the narrative. Let's just keep going. We're getting deep.
that. How do I respond to the lie with a fact? Because you're supposed to
a better journalist will help.
With a fact to
a better host and
I
moderator.
was watching the debate last night. I'm doing a special documentary for CNN on the Latino vote, and I was watching with 6 Latinos, including some Afro-Latinos, and this got a real rise out of them. And I've been saying it for years. Republicans love to pit minorities against each other. They love to pit blacks versus browns, and that's what Donald Trump has been doing. Yesterday, he said, the fact is that his big kill on the black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking black jobs now. It could be 18 million, 19 million. They're taking black jobs and they're taking Hispanic jobs. So my question would be, and that's like a slap in the face to blacks and browns, because basically what he's saying, the jobs he's talking about are janitors. The jobs he's talking about are like what he considers low-level jobs. Maybe some of the
federal
maybe some of the undocumented immigrants that he has working on his own
black jobs, taking them. This was Biden today, after.
And unlike the other guy, we're going to stand up to dictators like Putin, because America bows to no one ever.
Never. We bow to no one. Never. He was right in the street.
Folks, I don't know what you did last night, but I spent 90 minutes on a stage debating a guy who has the morals of an alley cat.
Are we going to bully people who stutter? No.
Did you see Trump last night? My guess he said, I mean it sincerely, a new record for the most lies told in a single debate.
Are we going to bully people who are old, who collect Social Security, who maybe have aging and ailing parts? No.
He lied about the great economy he created. He lied about the pandemic he botched, killing millions of people.
Can we be honest and tell the truth? And can we talk about efficiency? And can we talk about ideas and success and solutions and what has been successful and what has proven not successful? Yeah. Can you tell somebody to sit down because they're doing too much? Yeah. You can do all that.
He closed businesses. He closed schools. Losing their
Yes, he did.
homes, people all over this country. America's flat on its back. So I told Trump that he was just one of two presidents in American history who left office with fewer jobs than he started. Herbert Hoover was the other one. That's why I call him Donald Herbert Hoover Trump.
Yeah. I wanted the first thing I said, let me pull this up. From this debate, I wanted was a good roasting session. That would have been one of my points for Biden before. Like, just roast the boy because he's not adequate, he's not equipped, he's not even intelligent enough to even do the job. He's a criminal, convicted rapist, felon. Just talk about like, boy, you slept with a porn star while your wife was pregnant. Like when he said that, I was like, no, Biden, you that boy been on the shade room, clearly. All right. While wife was pregnant, I didn't know that detail. Like even calling him a convicted felon on screen and Trump saying, well, you could be convicted after this and your son gonna be convicted for more times. Like incoherent, ridiculous. The thing is, even that at the beginning, I don't have any troops dying on my watch like he did. Inherently, big picture, if we're looking at the whole spectrum, is he telling the truth? Is that 100% factual? I don't believe so. Did I understand his context of the campaigns and the policies Trump had put our troops in danger for a prolonged time, where troops have died, and Biden taking active measures to take our troops out of these situations and make sure they're not in prolonged time because of all the stuff happened in the past. Do I believe that is true? Yes. Was Afghanistan perfect? No. Botched and flopped. Embarrassing. Do I agree with the notion that Biden has done a significant job of not putting U.S. troops and lives on the front line to be killed like we've done in the past? Yes. Is there more to there? Maybe. I got that, but I wanted him to punch. That's another thing I saw just even initially after the debate was how people just age is such a roadblock. And that's why I was watching with some friends, shout out to Lamar, good brother, where the age is such an issue, but do we want to have the overdue conversation about ageism and passing the torch? A lot of organizations, a lot of families, a lot of just even just institutions of power are headed by people who have been in power for 10 years at least, some of them, maybe 30, over 65, even over 55. Some of these people have been in position for a long time. I'm 32. Some people have been in position before I was born, like a Biden. Are we gonna, you're old man, and bully you out of here? Is that a factor? Yes, in performance. It has to be. Do we need to be honest? Do we have to punch our way to do it? I don't think so. And I actually think it hurts us when we do that. We start to get low. We start to look like some other orange guys. Let's He's super old, so let's support Kamala. Let's promote this. Let's pass this legislation. Let's have this term limit. That's why I would love to have those conversations. Uh this was one moment, and let's watch it.
Has never been. And as far as Afghanistan is concerned, I was getting out of Afghanistan, but we were getting out with dignity, with strength, with power. He got out. It was the most embarrassing day in the history of our country's life.
President Trump, over the last
In the history of our country's life,
8 years,
more embarrassing than a coup, attempted coup, where you told your friends to stand by and stand back and kill police officers. You're a joke, buddy. Jake Tapper. Y'all, CNN, how you don't have no live debate fact checking? Like even cutting off the mics and the time. I feel like y'all were stretching that as well.
under both of your administrations, the national debt soared to
He looked nice though. Nice, like a nice man. Nice, like a from the 40s or something. I'm not gonna look at the swoops. Hey, nice guy.
record highs. And according to a new
Look at him. Look at him. He's trying to hear, he's trying to focus. It's cold and it looks sad. This guy, what is this guy doing? I was just talking about Trump. Look at him. Look at that face. Look at him. Just a
nonpartisan
mad grumpy cat. This guy is just a clueless dog. Mad grumpy, psychotic cat, old grumpy dog who maybe got. Let's just stop there.
analysis, President Trump, your administration approved $8.4 trillion in new debt, while so far, President Biden, you've approved $4.3 trillion in new debt. So, former President Trump, many of the tax cuts that you signed into law are set to expire next year. You want to extend them and go even further, you say. With the U.S. facing trillion-dollar deficits and record debt, why should top earners and corporations pay even less in taxes than they do now?
Because the tax cuts spurred the greatest economy that we've ever seen just prior to COVID. And even after COVID, it was so strong that we were able to get through COVID much better than just about any other country. But we spurred, that tax spurred. Now, when we cut the taxes, as an example, the corporate tax was cut down to 21% from 39%, plus beyond that.
Person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if 25%, either one of those numbers, they'd raise five.
Give you an opportunity to respond to
I'm getting back to the beginning. I was trying to find the right one, but this is where I'm talking about.
this question about the national debt.
He had the largest national debt of any president in a 4-year period, number one. Number two, that $2 trillion tax cut benefited the very wealthy. What I'm going to do is fix the tax system. For example, we have 1,000 trillionaires in America. Billionaires in America. And what's happening? They're in a situation where they, in fact, pay 8.2% in taxes. If they just paid 24%, 25%, either one of those numbers, they'd raise $500 billion, I should say, in a 10-year period. We'd be able to wipe out his debt. We'd be able to help make sure that all those things we need to do, child care, elder care.
He's making sense. Is he skipping to the sense? Yes. Bro, it's quiet. There's no audience. He's 81. It's at 9 o'clock. Why did they have this debate at 9 o'clock?
Making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the
And his mind is thinking really fast. That's why he needs to be Joe Cool. If he was Joe Cool and chilling, like child tax credit, just leave it at that. I'm not the sucker and loser. You're a sucker and loser. I know he wants to explain. I know he wants to be detailed. 1, 2, 3. God bless you. Hang it up.
With the COVID, excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Yeah. Do I believe he's doing this at the UN or in the Situation Room? No. And that's what VP Harris was saying. And I don't believe that. It's interesting. People are looking at this and think that is common. I don't think that is common. Do I think it's common when he is put on the spot and they don't have teleprompters and it's quiet and people have been talking a lot and your people have been talking a lot to you and you've been on the road? Yeah. Do I like it? No. Do we need to take note? Yeah. Do we need to panic? No. One guy is a psycho. One guy is worn. It's that's one guy is worn and torn. Joe's been through a lot. The other guy, nutcase and nutcase. Sorry, buddy. Deplorable. He doesn't have policy. He doesn't have nothing. I believe. Let's get Joe over the finish line. I do what I gotta do. At this point, I don't think changing the nominee is the best course of action. Would I advise Joe to say, hey, maybe in December or January or February, this coming November, 1 anniversary of being elected, I might pass the torch? Not far-fetched. I really think not only to changing demographics, but even the logistics of what are the options. We need to gather around Kamala. Them two would be conjoined twins. They should be holding each other up. I should be seeing them two in the collateral, in the ads. She was making the rounds last night. Yeah, doing cleanup. But we really need. I think they should be more united. But even Joe, like, do I think if you elect that other guy, that we will have actual hell on earth? Because that guy told us we were living in hell already, which I do not believe that. He said, "You're living in hell. We're living in hell." Like, what? But I believe that man president, like, I believe it's already the end of days. We're getting there. We're getting there. But this guy's, I keep thinking psycho, but he's very dangerous. He's a huge threat, not only to democracy, but a real life, active, physical threat to people, to communities, to non-whites. Slow down, Joe. Be cool. Basket case, bro. Textbook. Yo, you're the sucker. You're the loser. That's what I wanted. People were walking in front of the camera. We had no terror in my administration. That's something Trump said. What? You had no terror in your administration? What do you mean? Shut up. Malarkey. We got a malarkey yesterday. We did. Let's see what else we got. Ta-da.
90 minutes on the stage debating a guy who has the morals of an alley cat. Folks.
Four more years. This guy, where is this guy? He had a rally today.
You'll never get them done. They don't have any clue. All they know is electric. They want electric army tanks. They want electric planes. What happens if the sun isn't shining while you're up in the air?
Bro.
Well, sir, those,
Y'all,
I told
come
you there'd
on.
be problems, sir. No, they want electric everything. They want electric boats. The problem, the boats, they don't float. because the battery is so heavy it sinks the boat. They say, we don't care, we want them anyway. These guys, you'll never get them done. You'll never get them done. They don't have any clue. All they know is electric. They want electric army tanks. They want electric planes. What happens if the sun isn't
How do y'all
shining
charge
while
your
you're up in the
phone?
air?
How do you charge the teleprompters?
And they're taking to our country, they're taking their jobs, and they're taking the black jobs. People that have had their jobs for a long time are losing their jobs, and Hispanic jobs.
I wonder what his black job is. These two guys, these three. What are you guys? I don't know. Their black job probably, you know, I don't know. I don't want to disrespect nobody. I don't want to. No, I'm not going to do that. I really want to know what their black job is. Maybe eating chalk or like being crashed as dummies. That's their black job. They're black crash test dummies because all of them are white. And so they're the ones who sign up and serve on the front lines for us. Thank you, you idiots.
I'm a young man. State the obvious. Well, I know.
We know.
Well, I don't. Folks, I don't walk as easy as I used to. I don't speak as smoothly as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to.
Yeah, the butt. Doing the butt.
But
Hey.
I know what I do know.
Uh-huh.
I know how to tell the truth.
Yeah. I know right from wrong. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. ABC. I know how to wash my
I know how to do
hands
this
after I
job.
use the bathroom.
Get
Yeah.
things done.
Yeah.
I know, like millions of Americans know, when you get knocked down, you get back up.
Yeah. You knocked down, get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. You knock me down. Yeah. Thud whooping, you know the thud whooping, you know, Chumbawamba.
Top advisors, including the vice president, aren't supporting him this time around. The people who know him best, 40 of them, said, I will not support the man I work for this time around. It tells you a lot.
Shame. Shame. Listen to this.
Your campaign wanted. You pushed for this debate at this moment. Obviously, I mean, you
This is
can't
Anderson
honestly
Cooper last night with
say-
Kamala Harris.
I mean, can you say that you are not concerned at all having watched the president's performance tonight?
It was a slow start. That's obvious to everyone. I'm not going to debate that point. I'm talking about the choice in November.
Thank
I'm
you.
talking about one of the most important elections in our collective lifetime. And do we want to look at what November will bring and go on a course for America that is about a destruction of democracy, electing a man who has said he'll be a dictator on day one? Or do we want to continue on a...
This shouldn't even be a choice. Do we want somebody who said we're not going to support our allies in NATO and who put kids in cages, or a man who passed Infrastructure Act and doing his best at student loans and slow? You know what? You know what? Let's see what else they got on here.
The question was, will you accept the results of the election, regardless of who wins?
Ain't a
Yes
bad.
or no, please.
Look nice. If it's a fair and legal and good election, absolutely. I would have much rather accepted these, but the fraud and everything else was ridiculous. And if you want, we'll have a news conference on it in a week, or we'll have another one of these in a week.
The question was,
what are you talking about?
I was willing to take a cognitive test, and you know what? If I didn't do well, I aced him. Dr. Ronnie Jackson, who's a great guy when he was White House doctor, and then I took another one, a similar one, and one of them said they've never seen anybody ace him.
thank you. President Biden?
You can see he is 6'5" and only 223 pounds, or 235 pounds. Well, you said 6'4", 200. Well, anyway, that's what anyway, just take a look at what he says he is and take a look at what he is. Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's the biggest lie. He's a 6 handicap of all.
And then they turn it on. They turn his mic on, whatever. I would love these two to have a golf tournament. Maybe that's what we need. We need a good golf tournament, Trump versus Biden. Biden, I think he said he was sick. Bro, I had to turn my volume up all the way. You see, he's 6'5", 225 pounds. But bro, Biden is whooping Trump in a golf tournament. Look at him. Look at him. He's so glee. Look at him. Doofy.
I was at 8 handicap. Yeah. 8.
Yeah.
But I have, how many?
I've seen you swing. I know you swing.
I've seen you swing. I know you swing. Yeah.
Sir,
I didn't have.
give you a minute, sir.
I didn't have sex with a porn star. Number one.
Respond.
The idea that I did anything wrong relative to what you're talking about is outrageous.
Outrageous.
It's a lie, number one. Number two, the idea that you have a right to seek retribution against any American just because you're president is wrong.
Wrong.
Wrong. No president's ever spoken like that before.
And the American people don't want to hear morals. We don't want to hear standards. We want to tell everybody what's right or wrong, but we don't want to hear it being reinforced or even things being told to us that are right or wrong. We don't want to be wrong. We're never wrong. Everybody else is wrong. We're never wrong.
No
and when somebody tells us we're wrong, we hate it. We can't even just shut up and listen. The person doesn't have to be right, and we can't even shut up and listen. But it has to be an issue because you're totally wrong, and there's no way you can be right.
Spoken like that before. Number three, the crimes that you are still charged with, and think of all the civil penalties you have. How many billions of dollars do you owe in civil penalties for molesting a woman in public, for doing a whole range of things, of having sex with a porn star on the night while your wife was pregnant? I mean, what are you talking about? You have the morals of an alley cat.
Respond.
And Alley Cat's caught a stray there. Okay. Cat talk has been on my thing, and I don't know if they like that, but I get it. Well, now look at this guy. On January 6th, we were respected all over the world. All over the world.
January 6th, we were respected all over the world. All over the world, we were respected. And then he comes in, and we're now laughed at. We're like a bunch of stupid people. On January 6th, we were respected all over.
How old is he? How old is he? On January 6th, we were respected all over the world. Maybe in Russia and China. Hamas respected us.
The one. And you should let him go and let him finish the job. He doesn't want to do it. He's become like a Palestinian, but they don't like him because he's a very bad Palestinian. He's a weak one.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
He told me, he said, I don't want to go to. He was standing with his 4-star general, and he told me, he said, I don't want to go in there because they're a bunch of losers and suckers. My son was not a loser, was not a sucker. You're the sucker. You're the loser.
Facts. Sucker. Yeah. Of all the things we can be talking about, Supreme Court, the Chevron decision, and I'm not even getting into it. Please Google it. They are criminalizing homelessness now. Of all things to be outraged and be panicked over, Biden's performance during debate wasn't. Should something that we should take note and take seriously, as Pharrell gave a great word, not even getting emotional about it, but taking note and taking care of it. I think we should. Do I think the other guy, Trump guy, is extremely dangerous and a threat to our democracy, and his followers are a terroristic group trying to damage and spreading hate to our democracy? Yes. Do I think that to be on full display where CNN has the best numbers they ever had in the program for us to it be so mainstream and prevalent and us being okay with that, or also it being in the fabric of America in our hearts and minds? That is frightening. That is not okay. That is panic worthy. Thank you for listening. I believe you just like that. As the debate and as the season going on, this election season, I would give you more commentary. I would give you more thoughts. But I really thank you for listening. This was great. We're going to do more of these. Shout out, I'm thinking about my kids, Zaya, Sarai, Emery, Mason, Malcolm, Kai, all my little children, my god kids. I really miss you all. Y'all are great. I said Mason. I said Kai, Sarai, Zaya, Malcolm, my boy, my growing boy, my baby boy. I'm Fidel Manuel. This is the Fidel Manuel podcast. DCO brand is the brand. This will be available right now. God bless you. Thank you.